girls that have been born again through the ministry of Vacation Bible School. The work of VBS has rescued more people from hell than almost any other ministry that the Baptist Church is involved in at the moment. And so, yeah, it's important. It's not just giving a cookie or a glass of Kool-Aid to a kid. It's creating an atmosphere where they can come and have their physical needs met so that their ears will be receptive for the gospel. So you better believe, I think you ought to be involved with it. We've got work to do. The Lord has invested in you personally. What is it that you are doing with the talents that He has given to you? Where are you earning interest on the principle that He's invested in you, the spiritual gifts that He's equipped you with, the resources that He's allowed you access to? And what are we doing with all the stuff that He has given us? I think one of the things we have to ask ourselves as a church is, are we maximizing the use of what we have for God's kingdom potential? And honestly, I don't know that we are. We've got a beautiful building that largely we use 1.5 days a week. Is there something more that we ought to be doing with our property to build the kingdom? That's a question we ought to be asking ourselves. I'm not trying to push an agenda. I'm just asking the question. God has given you talent. He's given you a passion. He's given you a certain set of skills. He's equipped you personally with spiritual gifts. How are you using what He has given you to build His kingdom? Because I guarantee you there's going to come a day when He's going to ask you, what have you done? He's going to demand the profit from what He's invested in your life. And at that moment, He's either going to tell you, well done, my good and faithful servant, enter in to the joy of your master. Or you're going to hear what that unworthy servant heard. Depart from me into a place of outer darkness, where there is weeping and gnashing of teeth. A real servant of God works for Jesus. Let me pray. God, as you have blessed us, I pray that we would take what we have and use it to bless others. Lord, that I would be surrounded by an army of people who understand their call to action and their responsibility to be fruitful, not for the benefit of their own lives, but for the benefit of your kingdom. Help us to be like the first two servants, invest in what we have and seeing a kingdom return, and help us not to be like that third servant who was so afraid to do anything that he was paralyzed. God, help us to invest our talents wisely. In Jesus' name we pray.
Everyone, please stand and turn to 3:16. Jesus is tenderly calling thee home, calling today, calling today. Why from the sunshine of love wilt thou roam, farther and farther away? Calling today, calling today. Jesus is calling his children.
choir room, and we need all the red cheers from the fellowship hall put right in here, right behind the organ in that little alcove there. You need to help out with that, we certainly appreciate it. Brother Bob, will you pray for us, please?
Father, we come to you in Jesus' name. We praise you, Lord, for your grace. We are grateful for all that you have provided, the talents that you've given each of us. Lord, help us to be mindful, to use them for you, for your glory, for your honor, and to help build your church and disciple all nations. Give us all that we need to do that. We praise you for it. Help us day by day to do so. In Jesus' name, amen.
Well, I